I have the other ones available in there.
Wait.
But
What? So, Luke, what are you drinking today? Coca-Cola.
Morning on the way to the gym and set my ukulele on top of the car and then drove off down the road.
Give me the bow after that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Hojo! I learned my lesson from last night. What a welcome, thank you. I drink the most fruity drinks imaginable.
It's laundry day.
it's laundry day.
So you always wear hats with laundry day?
I'm here to do you a favor, gents. As you say, later.
So how did you two meet?
Well, there's these places in San Francisco. I think they're called bathhouses.
It's like one of those things where everyone wants to focus on like the big events that happen, but day to day, what we're doing is we're on like some of our draw streams, smoking weed, making comics. It's chill. It's so much fun, and like
Yes. Man, I'm not a YouTuber. I do this because I want to sell comic books. Yes, guys, here we are. It is Sunday. This means another episode of A Drink with Brink, where I talk with other indie creators about their hopes and their dreams and their lives, but also their books and their campaigns. Because frankly, the mainstream bores me. It kind of sucks, and indie is where the passion is, guys. Yes, so welcome everyone. I hope you're all having a fantastic Sunday. I've been working, I've been writing, and I've been making a little update for the campaign that we have going on for the artist edition, because we're in the final stretch. So we have one day left, a few hours. So yeah, it's a fantastic book. I can't wait to get this printed, guys. So today I wrote the last little piece for it. That was the final thing that needed to be done. So everything should be ready for print as soon as campaign is done. So basically, we now know how many books we're going to need, and then a Critical Blast is on the case. So fantastic. Thank you all for making this happen, by the way. So you can still back. Please share it. This is so only now you can get the book for the campaign price. So after this, it will go through retail for a much higher price. So make the most of that. Okay. Let's see who's with us in the chat today. It is Beyond Time. It's time. It says Beyond Time. Yes, it's Beyond Time. I'll bring you in a minute. And Gordon, good brother. Welcome, Gordon. How are you today? What's that zoom on Pedro's noggin? I don't know. It was so the wonderful trailer is made by Good Stuff, and he kind of picked the zooms and the the effects. He did a wonderful job. So, and Bristolian Dave is here. Welcome, Bristolian Dave. All right, me babbers. All right. Welcome. Ryu Arts and Gaming. Ryu does arts and he does gaming, but not at the same time, I think. Hey, Dave and chat. Welcome, Ryu. Welcome, everyone. Share out the link, guys. Let's get some more people in because we have a campaign to show people, to show you guys. Let's bring on the guest. It's time for the guest. Time for the wonderful guest for the day. Is a familiar guest. This is the third time that he's been on the show. So let's have a very warm welcome for Mr. John Hervey.
And that was a great welcome. I appreciate that warm welcome.
Yes, sir. Woo. Cool to see you back, John.
Man, I appreciate you having me back on, brother.
Yes, you're always welcome. How's life going?
Things are going well. Like I was telling you a little bit earlier backstage, I'm in Houston, so we had some really inclement weather, pretty big storm. Probably for a while, at least 1 million folks were without electricity. We were out for about a little over 24 hours. We were out. So, but we're in better shape than some. That happened on Thursday night. There's some folks we know who are still out of electricity.
Wow. To me, it's a miracle that these things even function. When things break, I'm like, yeah, of course it breaks. Of course, that it even produces electricity. That's
I know.
Possible, But yeah.
Well, the thing is that it was like really windy too. So it's like there's some areas where like the transformers, they were blown down and it's like matchsticks. So it's like one starts to fall and it pulls the others. So it's like, a whole bunch of transformers are just like kind of falling into a clump.
Oh, that's scary shit, man.
Yeah, it is. You look at that and you're like, that's not good. It's not supposed to do that.
Wow. So, all right. But the weather is good now. So.
Oh, man, now it's beautiful. It's crazy.
Oh, perfect. Must be climate change, man.
Well, that's the one thing they say about Houston. If you don't like the weather, don't worry. It's going to change in 5 minutes. And if you like it, enjoy it because it's going to change in 5 minutes.
Yes. Whew. Dave is on fire today. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm trying to become a better host. Do my best because I have fantastic guests and they need it. They need. You have wonderful campaigns. You have a campaign today, John, and I think it's a familiar campaign. It's not the first time you're showcasing this one, right?
That's right. I first showcased this when I was running it on Indiegogo.
Okay.
And I decided to run this campaign as well on Kickstarter because, for us, and that's why, and I've actually taken a note from you. I mean, for us as creators, we just have to make sure that our product is where people are. I don't want to be. I want to be agnostic of the delivery method. I just want to get people what they want. So if somebody wants to back through Kickstarter, then good. If you want to back through Indiegogo, good. I still need to get connected with Fund My Comic, but I'm definitely going to make it available there. I just want people to be able to back the books where they want to back it.
Yeah, of course, man. But you have to make these things accessible to people, right?
Absolutely.
Transformers falling like a game of Kerplunk. What?
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good, Gordon. It's not good.
Is that a game, Kerplunk? Is that something?
It is now.
Oh, it is now? Okay. Welcome, Mike. Nice to see Mike. Good day to you, Dave, and to you, John.
Nice.
Welcome, Mike. Okay, John, before we move on with the conversation, I need to ask the question that I need to ask all my guests is, what are you drinking today?
I'm drinking some water that went through our filter. Some filtered agua with ice. So you hear the rocks.
All right, water. That's good.
What about you, my friend? What are you drinking?
I'm having a, what do you call it? Like, do you call it soda? Like cola instead of soda?
Yeah, we call it soda. Yeah.
Soda. So soda.
Yeah.
So soda for me and water
Mhm.
for you. So
Yeah.
let's go with water
My
again.
family's from Michigan, and in Michigan they will call it pop.
Oh, really? Pop.
No, I don't know if they do anymore, but back in the day they would call it pop. So it's like soda pop. They used to call it pop.
But
like,
we have
I don't
water,
think-
we have soda. Jens, water and soda.
Yep. Let's keep it clean. Just water. Yep. Let's have some soda. The water to drink when you don't have water. Cheers.
That's kind of nasty. Just saying.
All right. So what I'm curious about, John, is that because your campaign on Indiegogo for Black Tiger Hidden Dragon Part 2
Mm-hmm.
ended a little while back. Is that correct?
Right. That's correct.
So why did it take you so long before you brought it over to Kickstarter?
That's it. You know what? That is a great question, and I just don't have a good answer to it. I hadn't run a Kickstarter campaign in a while. I've been running a number of Indiegogo campaigns, and I just, you know, I don't have a good answer to that. I'm actually thinking I probably should have run them pretty close to concurrently or right back to back. It would have been better. You know, but that's my plan on a going forward basis. Is either to figure to start running the campaigns concurrently or running them, you know, right back to back.
Sure.
Timing wise, it's worked out okay because I just got the prints, like the printed books.
Oh, wow. You have it with you?
I do.
Dude, show us. That's fantastic. That's always a great feeling, right?
It's so, you know how lovely it is, man, to be able to get your hands on the book. And you see, it's a nice,
look at that.
Nice little bit of, and I'll actually, so for those of you that don't have Black Tiger, I'm going to show you all 3 volumes that you can get. So you can get the first one, which was Legacy of Fury. This was 6 issues. 5 of the issues were 25 pages. The other one was 32. So it's a thick one. You get a lot of comic, but you get a full story arc in Legacy of Fury. And now, with volumes 1 and volume 2, this is volume 1 of Hidden Dragon. So this gives you the first 3 issues. And I love this cover because it's like, if you look at the cover, she's standing and the dragon is behind her, but then you see that what she was facing the 5 fingers of death. So the dragon is behind her and the 5 finger of death are before her. So I love that cover. And then Rainey did an amazing job with this cover. This is one of 3 options for volume 2. So if you get volume 2 along with volume 1, then you have the entirety of the Hidden Dragon story arc. And then if you get Legacy of Fury as well, you'll have 12 issues in total. You'll have 12 issues of Black Tiger. So that'll keep you busy for a second.
Wow. So these issues first came out as single issues.
So digitally, yes. So if you go to the website beyondtimecomics.com,
we can do that, by the way. I have it open. So
awesome.
Share the screen. Beyond Time. There we go. You have your own website. It's looking nice, also.
Oh, appreciate that, brother. If you click on comics up at the top there, you can see some of those comics there.
Cool.
So if you want to click on any of them, in fact, you can at least get a preview. So you click there. I always love kind of the scroll over the, if you scroll over the, gives you a little,
wow.
And then if you scroll down a little bit, you can do the preview. You can click on preview. Oh, a little bit too low. There you go.
Oh, here you go. Yes.
Yep. Click on preview. Mm-hmm. And if you just go to the right, it gives you, kind of a preview of the book. So this is how people would read the book. And you can also click into the pages and yeah.
Oh, look at this. That's great.
And you can drag. So all that kind of stuff. So it's a nice, I really like the functionality of the reader. It's simplistic enough, but it still has like some elements of like you're reading a comic. It turns like a comic. I mean, of course it's a digital medium, but you still have a little bit of that comic-y kind of feel to it.
This is fantastic. Look at this.
So,
Really cool.
no, appreciate it, man. So yeah, so I mean, that original so the issues you can get individually on the website at Beyond Time Comics, and then if you like, the physical books, they're all in graphic novel form. I know with 10, you had individual issues for each of your issues of 10, and I think that's actually a good idea too, because then you can collect them, and once you've finished individual issues, you can sell collections and omnibuses and things like that.
The plan is to have it like bundled next year. So because we need to make one more issue, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes you.
How many issues will you be in now? I should know.
We are working on issue 5.
That's awesome.
The pre-launch page is live, so people can sign up for that. The link to all of this, guys, is in the description of this video. Also, the link to this page, the BeyondTimeComics.com page. Go check that out for like previews and stuff, and your catalog, right?
Yeah, you can check. You can literally get previews of every issue that we published. So
this is like
if you're not too sure, if you're not too sure, go give it a look. See if you like what you see.
Sure, fantastic. So how long have you been making comics?
I've been making comics for a long time now. I get to age myself, which is always awesome. I first started. First time I was published was back in the mid '90s. I was working with Motown's animation group. They had a comic book group, and they published some books through Image. So that was the first time I did some editorial work, and I got a chance to co-write one of the books, a book called Trouble Man. That was the first time I was published. But in terms of loving comics, I mean, I've loved comics since I was young. It's my medium. It's always been my medium of choice, and I've really gone full circle. I got excited, of course, when I started seeing my heroes being depicted in movies. It was exciting, but I've kind of come full circle, and
Wait, did you say you have characters that you made in movies?
No, not mine. No, I was just taking ownership of just heroes that I loved growing up. Watching like Spider-Man movies and things like that.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. That's good.
Yeah, all these things that have I don't buy mainstream books anymore just because they're not for me. They're not made for me anymore. I've already mourned that loss. I'm over it. I buy indie. Yeah. I just buy indie. I'm fine. I buy indie.
Exactly. Gordon Goodbrother says having books on multiple platforms is also helpful for folks living check and forgetful people.
Facts. Very true.
It's very true. And Razmane is here. Welcome, sir. And he says,
appreciate that, my man.
Kickstarter because I forgot about the Indiegogo. Excellent.
That's awesome. I mean, like for me, I pledge on Indiegogo, Kickstarter, Fund My Comic, anywhere I find comics that I like, I pledge. But I know there's some folks that reached out to me. They were like, "Hey, I'm not going to back it on Indiegogo, but I want to back it." So I was like, "Okay, that's fine. I'm cool with that. Let me make sure I make it available on Kickstarter."
Yeah, let's see the Kickstarter campaign. So, by the way, guys, if you back today, let us know. Let us know in the chat so we can have a little celebration going on here. All right.
We love to celebrate, guys.
Present, share the screen, and then we go to the Kickstarter campaign. This is also still available on Indiegogo, right?
That's right. That's right. Ultimately, I think I'm going to be taking it. And I don't know, I should probably consult with you on this. I was thinking about, with this campaign ends in 13 days, I was thinking about maybe either leaving it on In Demand and putting it on Fund My Comic as well, or maybe just shutting down In Demand, putting it on Fund My Comic. I'm not too sure yet, kind of the route that I want to go. I want to make sure there remains some availability, but I don't know if I'm going to keep it in demand on Indiegogo. Haven't figured that part out yet.
Well, whatever works for you. What can't basically hurt, when people can still get it there.
Yeah.
If they want.
Felipe
Cortez just pledged.
My man. Hey, and he got his hook to goal. Let's go.
Awesome.
Yes! on! Ah! Yes! Yes!
Let's go. Thank you, my man. That's awesome.
Excellent. 11 backer, and you're funded. So
And I'm funded. That was the shot right there, man.
Felipe, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my man. Thank you. I
Wow.
appreciate that.
Woo-hoo.
That's awesome. That is super awesome. And you will enjoy the books. If you already have any of them, then you'll just be picking up the second volume. But if you get all three, you're going to get over 350 pages of comics. So
wow, that's
you
crazy.
will be you'll be entertained.
That's a lot of material. Ryu says, I love the vibes. It reminds me of Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. Awesome.
Oh man, I appreciate that. You know, I mean, those are things that I love. I mean, even you know, kind of source material for them growing up. I loved Hong Kong martial arts movies growing up.
Oh, really?
So you know, old school
some
Shaw
of
Brothers.
The inspirations for your book were martial arts movies.
Martial arts movies, and I'll tell you, I didn't collect Frank Miller's Daredevil when I was growing up, but a buddy of mine did, and I remember reading his Daredevil, and Frank Miller really choreographed the fighting in his books. And it's the first time I really saw really choreographed fighting in comics, and I was like, hey, that's flipping awesome. I mean, you know, it's always cool when somebody, you know, gets punched and, you know, but it's like when you see the fight choreography in a book, I fell in love with that. And I already love martial art movies. So you get a lot of fight choreography in the books just because it's fun and I love it.
Right. Raiden Radio, welcome. Welcome to the chat today.
What's up, Raiden?
Felipe says you can't have women fighting and not expect me to check it out.
Then, my dude, you are going to be a happy man.
Shall we show people the trailer?
Yes.
All
let's
right,
do that.
Welcome, Beyond Time Travelers. We're excited to bring you the final 88-page chapter in the Black Tiger Hidden Dragon story arc, where the rubber meets the road as Assistant Defense Attorney Jen Fong must balance her career and personal life with her blossoming power and responsibilities as Black Tiger. Jen must survive an insidious game of death and a lethal encounter with the Metahuman Activities Division of the Los Santos Police Department as the city streets run ablaze with criminal activity.
Love this one.
Along with pulse-pounding action, this graphic novel reveals inconceivable truths about the Black Tiger power, ranging from ancient Mayan civilization to feudal Japan. Picking up where Volume 1 left off, Jen must go farther, dig deeper, and bring it with more bone-crushing kung fu than ever before in order to save the city of Los Santos and restore the disgraced names of both the Fong family and the Black Tiger. For those of you who are new to Black Tiger, this campaign is a great jumping on point, as it contains nearly 350 pages of comic book awesomeness.
That's crazy.
With 2 complete 6-issue Black Tiger story arcs, Legacy of Fury and Hidden Dragon.
Look at this.
Start at the beginning with the 172-page epic Black Tiger Legacy of Fury, in which Pak Fong, the prior Black Tiger, has a strained relationship with his children. His daughter Jen is as straight as an arrow assistant DA, whom Pak has inadvertently lost in the shuffle as he focuses his attention on his prodigal son Eric. Unbeknownst to Jen, Eric is the heir to the Black Tiger power and an enforcer in the Red Dragon Triad, the most brutal gang in Chinatown. When an assassin's bullet ends Pak's life and grants the power to Eric, the family is shattered. Pak's web of secrets drives brother and sister onto separate journeys that collide as the fate of the city and the mantle of the Black Tiger hangs in the balance. All production is 100% complete as we continue our mission to bring you the very best in comic book entertainment. Join us for boundless imagination.
Woo!
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yes.
That's
Man,
nice.
it has the, you know, I love a well executed trope. Some folks are anti-trope in comics. I'm like, you can't be in comics anti-trope. It's just how people execute the tropes. I mean, it's like you've got it's a kung fu comic, so you're gonna have revenge. It's gonna happen.
Of course.
You know.
Yes. That's what we want to see. So how do you just talked about like choreographing fighting scenes?
Yeah.
So how do you do that when you write the script?
So when I write, so different people write kind of different methods. Some folks I think like to write, like a broad description, and then they'll kind of have dialogue, and they'll let the artist kind of figure it out. I very much try to frame and stage every panel, kind of almost like a cinematographer. But the reason why is I'm trying to give the artist, because you're like me, you're writing and you're providing vision to an artist. So I'm trying to give the artist a vision of how I see this fight playing out. And sometimes I'll thumbnail like some poses. Sometimes I may find some images that I like. I may include that. One of the times I actually took part of a scene from a movie called Once Upon a Time in China, which stars Jet Li. And I cut that clip and I sent it to him, and I said, this is what I'm trying to execute in these couple of panels.
Cool.
So showing the artist what I'm trying to do. And this is the most painstaking, but the most fun part of it is he'll come back to me, Rod will be like, hey, that looks awesome, or that's crazy, or you're insane.
Yes.
But that's my job, to be insane and to try and sometimes do something that either you haven't seen or is hard to execute.
Yes.
But then kind of putting those things together and saying, like, does this fight have a flow? Is there a flow to the way this is being executed? And you always want your comics to have a flow.
Sure.
When I was first working at Motown Animation, we would go up on Wednesdays. We would go to Melrose and we would get on free new comic book day. We'd go up there, and sometimes I go up there, like my boss would go with us, Mike Davis, and he would flip through comics. And I'm like, why are you flipping through the comic before you read it? Because he's like, because John, he's like, the flow of the art should tell me 80% or more of the story. And then the writer should be able to fill in the things that the art doesn't tell me. And he's like, likewise, he's like, so everything should be able to make sense, just me flowing through it. I was like, I won't get everything, but I should be able to get the flow of everything that's going on. And I realized that helped me too, because when I was writing and working for him, he said, one thing you do, John, is like, and you know this, when you write a script, you write a ton, right? But all of what you write doesn't end up on the page in terms of like actual words. So sometimes people can look at a really well scripted comic and there's not a whole bunch of words on the comic, and they may be thinking, man, this is easy. That's easy to put that together.
No,
it's not.
No,
it's not. And it's a continually iterative process too when you're going through it. So some of the things I've learned over time, it's like, yeah, it's a completely iterative process, but also if you do it well, and like you working with, your artist is phenomenal as well, and I've had my eye on him for a number of years too. I think he was actually an artist that I reached out to a long time ago, but he was busy at the time.
Okay.
Probably working with you. Because I actually think I originally found him on DeviantArt way back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Because he's got a great page. I still favorite his stuff. But you find an artist that you can really collaborate with, and then when you're able to give, I think, a good vision of what you have, then the artist can take it to the next level. Oh, I see what you're trying to do, but I think this would be better. Let me execute it this way. And then when you do that, it's kind of like the Voltron effect. Everything, it's like you got a great writing, you've got a great artist, but when you put it together, the Lions are strong, but together Voltron's unstoppable. And that's kind of
Gordon says, if there's no revenge in Kung Fu, no one cared.
That's right. That's part of the trope, but it's part of what makes it fun. It's part of what makes it fun. And I think the biggest thing for me with comics is, I love comics, and I love it unashamedly. I love it for what it is. And there's too many comics that are being written for another purpose. They're being written to be, and I'm not trying to disparage anybody from making a show out of it. I would love to see a 10 animated show. You know, I would love to see that. But it's like, but first you got to make the comics for the sake of making the comics. You know, when you script comics to be like a live action show, you take away so much of the power of comics. Because one of the things that you see in the comics is we're all over the place. This comic takes you to feudal Japan. It takes you to ancient Mayan civilization. It takes you to Western Seaboard City, which is kind of a combination between LA and San Francisco. It takes you all over the place, and you do it all in a very short span of time because your constraints are just your imagination and your page rate. It's not like, oh well, you need to cut down on the number of characters in that because we got to pay these folks, and you can't go there because we don't have the budget to go there. When you start writing comics like that, you're like, oh gosh, this sucks.
Well, people do sometimes tell me you have to cut down on the characters. So yeah,
not me. I like it, and that's another thing. I'm a big proponent of world building.
Oh yeah.
And what you're doing is you're doing a great job of building a world. So I mean, you have 10, but you have a whole force of superheroes and supervillains, and that's what I've been kind of building towards as well. But I like the fact because what you've done now is you've given people an opportunity also to be like, hey man, these other characters are awesome. And I know it's only a matter of time. They're going to have their own books. They'll be able to expand. And I think that's how you organically expand a universe.
Sure. We have a tip from Ryu. He says, by the way, John, did you know in Dead or Alive 5 and 6, you have a photo mode. You can pause and move the camera in these games. Also WWE games, a great way to get inspired to draw fight sequences.
That's awesome. And that's a lot easier than trying to freeze frame stuff.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Chris is here. Welcome, Chris Fisk.
What's up, Chris?
Nice to see you, man. Excellent. So yeah, I know how difficult it is to write like fight scenes, and I really don't have to think much about moves. I just write this guy punches this guy, and these two people need to be here in this scene, and these guys need to be in this scene. And the rest is up to the artist, right? But you actually have to communicate special like moves and poses and stuff like that.
And because I think it depends on the property because like with your character, it works well because of kind of her melee style. But with Black Tiger, her being I'm trying for it to be kung fu, and then she has like a capoeira character that she fights, and then she's got like a karate character, and like all these. So like what I'm trying to also show is some distinction at the same time between, because they're not. It's not just melee fighters; it's martial arts. So you're trying to give people enough so that folks are like, oh yeah, that's definitely somebody's using capoeira, but at the same time, it's a dance. So you don't want it just to be just a fight. You want it to be a dance that it's recognizable. That hey, this person's using this kind of a style. This person's using this kind of a style. And
so even without people telling it, you have to basically recognize the fighting style, the technique, right?
Yeah, to the extent possible, and it makes it fun.
Yeah. MMA, the comic.
That's right.
I like a large cast keeping it moving better than on an overlong arc with the same 3 people versus one antagonist.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you want your comics to stay fluid. You want the stories to keep moving, and you want to just kind of keep building and growing. That's, I think, especially kind of the comics that I grew up on, that was always the fun. So even if you had like, an A plot that you were really running through, there's always something else going on. You never went from one issue to the other without something like cool happening, some kind of a cliffhanger, something taking you to the next, something that's kind of pushing you to get to that next issue.
I told you last time, but this pose right here, I love this.
Yeah.
First panel, right? Really nice.
Yeah.
Costume, can see the costume well. You can see the little, like she has. What are these like little throwing?
Yeah,
dagger?
so she has like those are like batons that she's using.
Oh.
So she uses different weapons. She uses batons and she uses nunchucks.
Okay.
So the reason why she has batons on this one, because this is kind of my ode. This is kind of my ode to Nightwing. So she has different versions of her suit. So like this is kind of her Disco Nightwing version of her suit. Because I always loved the Disco Nightwing costume. So this is her Disco Nightwing version of her suit. So I was like, she usually has her nunchucks, but I was like, if she's going Disco Nightwing, she's got to have like a baton, not a.
Right. Because this is the same character, right?
Same character.
With a different.
So that's a different version of her costume, and the one she uses most is like that, but it's a skirt instead of like, pants. So she has a few different versions, and that was actually my wife's input. My wife was just like, she wouldn't wear the same thing every time, John. She's like, I'm like, okay, I'll give her different versions of her costume. I'm like, she's still got to be recognizable.
Yeah, of course.
No,
but it gives it the superhero flavor also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not really superhero, but it has a little bit of superhero sprinkled throughout it. Right?
It's still superhero. I mean, I'm still unabashedly a lover of superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
She's finding her way as a hero right now. So she's kind of she's the reluctant hero right now, but she is definitely a martial arts superhero, and she's in a world where there are other superpowered and superheroes and supervillains.
Yeah, clearly this guy doesn't look human.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So there is a whole kind of a metahuman enclave, that comes into play here, and then like this woman that's pitting him to the wall. She's part of the MetaHumans Activity Division, so they're police, but they've received private funding, which comes into play as an issue, so that they can get gear to deal with metahumans. So the police are powered up, the metahumans are powered up, and there's a lot of tension that's in the city. And then, kind of historically, Black Tiger has been kind of the one in the middle, holding things together. And then when Jim's dad dies, the balance really goes kind of awry. So she needs to reestablish kind of that balance there in the city.
Right. Gordon says, Gordon says, also please land the ending.
Absolutely.
But you did several endings now, right? Because this is the second story?
Second story arc. So
but you did other comics, so you know how to end arcs.
Yeah, and I think that's important, and the reason why I did Legacy of Fury the way that I did, and I produced all 6 issues together, is I wanted to show people that being able to complete a story arc, it's not easy, but I'm able to do that with story arcs, but still keep you engaged, so you want to go to the next story arc.
Sure. Yeah. And welcome, Dr. Rhino.
Dr. Rhino, let's go.
Welcome. Is it land or stick?
I think it's either.
Think it can be both.
Yeah, I think it's either. Yeah, you can land it, you can stick it.
Right. All right.
Yeah.
Really cool, man. So you're really dedicated to this story also, because you have other titles. You have like Magna, for instance. You have
that's right.
Posse.
So the Posse. So if you read Magna
titles also.
Yeah, and they're all in an interconnected universe. So if anyone wanted to pick up Magna, those 6 issues are the first story arc. So you do get a complete story arc with Magna. And the Posse is in the midst of a continuing story arc right now. So all of these things, and also the Orphans, I'm just about to complete that story arc with the 6th issue. So building a world, and you're starting to, if you pick up the different books, you'll start to see how there's interconnectivity, particularly between Black Tiger and the Posse. You'll really start to see some interconnectivity. But it's also written in a way where you don't have to get one to get the other.
Yes.
it's just more of like, it's just kind of, you'll just as a comic nerd, you'll be like, oh, cool. I see the interconnectivity. I see, I see some of the cross, kind of the cross pollination between characters here. That's cool.
Right. And Chris is looking forward to the book. He backed it a bit ago.
Appreciate it, Chris. Yeah, man. I don't know if you were here earlier, but we got the Rainy covers came in.
Yeah, let's show again. So we got a cover from Rainy. That's awesome.
This is the Rainy cover. So we're going to start fulfilling this very soon. So if you back this, we're still awaiting the Rod Looper cover and the Eduardo Vieira cover. So once those come, then we'll back everything, or we'll start fulfilling everything. But also, we'll, if you haven't gotten the prior versions, get volume one. Volume one. I love the Rod cover with the back and the front.
Beautiful.
Her perspective, what standing behind her and standing in front of her. So she's got like the double
colors
thread.
also. Colors are great.
Yeah. Oh, the colors are amazing. The artist's name, he goes by Artacita 1 if you look on Twitter. And then this has a couple of nice Greg Horn covers on it for if you get the Legacy of Fury, which is
Greg
the
Horn.
first.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's one of the great things about just the indie community. I mean, it's like you start making books and people are accessible, then it just becomes a matter of page rates and timing and things like that. But you geek out because you get to work with certain folks, but then at the same time, folks want to work.
Well, I know, man. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
This is a fun scene, like a different setting. That's nice. You want to change things up, move characters around.
So you get a little bit of in a Mayan ziggurat. You get kind of
a little bit of Tomb Raider here.
So you get that Tomb Raider feeling to it. Just you want to have fun. You want to travel in comics. You want to go to places and just explore and have epic adventures. And that's why I love comics. I mean, it's like you can be as grand and you can travel as much as your imagination will allow you to.
Yes. By the way, this page, this campaign page is huge, right? You have a lot of stuff on here.
There's a lot
scrolling. So guys, the link to this campaign is pinned in the chat. It's also in the description of this video. Please go check it out. See if you like this. If it's something you want to back, and share it with other people, right?
Absolutely.
A lot going on. But you also people can also still get Magna. You have a campaign going on for that also, right?
That's right. Magna is still available. So, and these books are all complete. So if you want to get the full 6-issue story arc for Magna, The Last Pantheon, that's available. That's a fun story arc, and it's basically kind of her hero's journey of how she becomes, and you'll see her represented later on in some upcoming stories. Hopefully within the next year, we'll have more Magna. But yeah, just it's a fun story, just kind of tying a whole bunch of different pantheons together. I think for all of us, we create universes, and you kind of, create, even mythology, of your own universe. And that's basically what this book was. It was a big ode to my love of mythology, and also kind of setting a foundation, kind of a history for this universe.
I put the link to this campaign in the chat, guys. If you like this is a different campaign. It's in demand right now.
That's right.
Art. Look at these shapes. This looks nice.
Yeah,
like epic moves, right?
That's right. That's right. So you have our girl there. She's actually fighting ISIS, and I don't want to give away too much of the good stuff here, but she finds herself in the company of deities, and as you can tell, she can take it, and you'll see later on she can dish it out. So there's definitely something special about her. And you get to go on her journey as she learns more about herself and kind of how she can help these last of these deities survive.
Right. Wow, that's a lot of variety, right? Within
Yeah.
genres that you're playing in.
Yeah. I think that's the other beauty of comics. It's like you can intermingle the genres and do so unabashedly and do it well. You don't want to be like, okay, well, what is this? Is this a superhero comic? Is this a fantasy comic? Is it? And the answer is yes. Yes.
This art, I could be wrong, but this art looks like it's colored on pencil directly. Is that possible?
These pages are colored on pencil.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that
pages.
pencil-y look. Yeah.
Yeah. Colored directly on pencil.
Yeah.
The Black Tiger ones were penciled and inked and then colored, but this tried something a little bit different.
Who's the artist here?
Marcio Abreu.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Marcio did a fantastic job.
Yeah, a little bit of a Ed Benes vibe.
Yeah, you get that. I mean, they're all kind of contemporaries. Kind of all the Brazilian crew.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah, very much so. And he's connected to Ed Benes' studio.
Ah, no, that explains it.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
So how many books are within this campaign?
So there are 2 Magna books and 1 graphic novel of the Posse. So the Posse contains 3 issues of that story arc, and then between the 2 Magna graphic novels, you'll get 6 issues.
Right. Sorry about the little segue, guys, but I thought that I should showcase more of like John's catalog
Absolutely.
here and things that you can buy.
I appreciate that. Absolutely.
This looks so nice.
Yeah. You have, like I said, just integrating all these different elements of Chinese mythology, Greek mythology, Norse mythology, Egyptian, and just having fun. Granted, taking a lot of license in the process of doing it, but having a good time.
Are there any like indie comics without werewolves nowadays? We all have them.
We all have them.
There's
definitely, I guess there's no universe without it. So you can see this creature, and you'll be very, very interested to kind of know the origin of this creature and this creature's, kind of, connection to some Norse mythological creatures as well. But yeah, you gotta have.
It's fun to look at. The comics need to be fun to look at, even when you don't even read it. Just you skip through it just to marvel at the art.
Absolutely. You should be able to thumb through it and feel excited. Like, hey, you know what? This looks interesting. I want to get a hold of this.
All right. This is the Posse. So what's
the Posse
about?
So this one is set in an eastern seaboard city, and like I said, there's some connectivity with Black Tiger. There's a privatized prison where there's some experimentation going on, like metahuman related experimentation, and some of the experimentation goes awry, and there's a prison break, and kind of that's where you start. So you have basically an outflow of criminals that were metahumans, and these guys very, very on the nose. These are the dinos.
Okay.
So they're kind of some of my they're hits for hire.
Oh, okay.
So what you're seeing them do, that's what they do. They get paid to to kill folks, to ruffle feathers, and to bring terror.
Look at these white eyebrows. That's cool.
Oh man, I love it.
This is cool stuff, man. Just having fun. So how much do you write per week? So do you continuously write? Because I do know that running campaigns, it's a lot of work, right? Running a web store, stuff like that.
I do continuously write. Majority of it never sees light of day, but I do try writing on a daily basis just to make sure that I'm writing. A lot of it ends up being ideas. Sometimes I'm writing like I'm writing the next adventure for Magna. I've written the next couple of story arcs for Black Tiger, but I want to go back and smooth them out and edit them. And I've completed. So like I'm always writing. You know, that's and just like yourself, I know that you're making sure that you're always taking time out to write. You know, got to read, got to write. And then with the campaigns, I'm just trying to balance them because you know how much time campaigns take, but you want to make sure you're still writing because, you know, if you don't want to just do the campaigns and not continue to write and keep the creative juices flowing.
Yeah. You have to go to do multiple things at the same time. And Gordon says makes sense for the lizards to be the predators.
Absolutely. Apex,
yeah,
right?
John thought about these things. So yeah.
I'm telling you, man. And plus, who doesn't like anthropomorphic dinos?
Exactly.
They're just cool.
You know? All right. So we have your main website. We have Magna and the Posse. We have Black Tiger, Hidden Dragon on Indiegogo. We have it on Kickstarter. All the links are in the description of this video. There's probably something there that you love, guys. So go check it out. Share it with other people. Gordon says writers gotta write. They can't wait for a permission. No,
absolutely.
No, sometimes we need to sleep, unfortunately.
And sometimes you wake up, so you gotta write. Right, you're trying to sleep, and then like that idea hits you. You've got to go.
You gotta get up, or you have to write it down because the next day it's gone.
Exactly.
You know, it's at the most brilliant idea ever, and it's just gone.
Yeah, and that's when you're hurt. It's like you feel like a hole in your soul. You're like, I'm missing something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Let's. I want to share something of my own for a moment, guys.
Absolutely.
Because we have a sign-up page for Perfect 10 Book 5 and POWERTRIP Book 2. So these are two books, much like Magna and the Posse, right? We have like Perfect 10 and POWERTRIP Book 2.
Yes.
And POWERTRIP is this anthology book where we introduce like multiple new characters or concepts, and it's done by different creative teams. So different writers, different artists, you know.
That's awesome.
So that's that. And Perfect 10 Book 5, we're working on it right now, and it's so good. It's so good, guys. This is fantastic. We worked towards this huge battle. Like
this is a fight that we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
This is the fight we've been waiting for right here.
Yeah, you know that, right? So you have yeah. And like choreographing these fights with so many characters, it's such a challenge. But I told Pau, like, some things I will write according to what you draw. So there are these multiple characters, is big brawl, and I'm like, show me something. And so he comes back with this concept, with this layout, with this composition, right? And then I write the next pages. So so it makes sense with where the characters are and stuff like that. And for some reason, this seems to work. Plus, Pau is very, very involved in this process. So that's fun, you know.
Nice. That's going to be an excellent issue.
Okay, guys. So the link to this, let me put it in the chat for a moment. So all you need to do, guys, is just sign up to the pre-launch page, and you get notified when we go live. And we have a little thing when we go live, you know. So
have you done 2 books in a campaign before, Dave?
Yes.
Okay,
yes, we did it with Perfect 10 2, and we had POWERTRIP 1.
That's what I thought.
So yeah, so it does work. Stop the screen. Plus, guys, we still have. Sorry, man. Let me. Because this is the last day, so I need to show this is the last chance that I can do this. Share the screen. Perfect 10 Deluxe hardcover artist edition on a Kickstarter. So we were losing some backers. This is normal with Kickstarter. So if you don't know, John, this is normal with Kickstarter. So don't get stressed out. You know, when you run your campaign on Kickstarter, you have backers, and then in the last few days you will lose backers.
Why is that?
Well, because Kickstarter facilitates backers to easy like switch between perks, right? Which is convenient for them, but also means that they can easily like drop out because payment is after the campaign.
Right. Okay.
So yeah. But no worries, we will get it back to 40 backers, guys. So please share it out. This is a fantastic. This is a unique book, and Critical Blast is taking care of everything. So you will know where things will be right. This is a little mock-up. This was when we decided it was. So first it was 84 pages. Then we launched the campaign, and during the campaign, I wanted more stuff in it because we had so much awesome material. So now it's 130 pages for the same price.
That's awesome. Come on now. That's awesome.
Yes. So you can read along with the script. You get some letter, so the lettering separate. You get some commissioned works that we will publish here. Some pinups. Plus, you can the comic of course also. And guys, you can still get head sketches from POW. Or character commissions. There are a few left, so POW will draw any character you want. Can be JM Comics, can be your own, can be mainstream, whatever you want.
That's awesome.
And you will get it. You will get a high-res scan plus the original art. You can use it for whatever you want. Right? It's a steal, guys, because you also get this wonderful book with it.
Absolutely.
And we have some original sequential pages also left. All right, let me stop the screen.
That's awesome.
For some reason, I still feel a little bit awkward when I need to talk about my own things, but it's necessary. You need to.
And it's great stuff too. I mean, great looking characters. You've built a nice universe. You've got, 5 issues now of 10, and you've got 2 issues of POWERTRIP coming. I mean, you're building it up, man.
Thanks. Gordon says Kickstarter does let pledges cool off. Shadowhawk Talks is also here. Welcome, Shadowhawk Talks. Hail, Jamie Dave. John, I loved the first one. Even bought some OG art.
Yes, sir. My man. Thank you.
Yeah, some beautiful
Absolutely.
art.
Get some of that Rod Looper art.
And he asked, this has already funded on Indiegogo, hasn't it?
That's correct. That is correct.
That's correct. And still, you can still get it there also. Right. Okay. All right. Let's. So basically, wait. Let me remove this for a moment because John, I wanted to thank you for being my guest for today and showing us your campaign. Thank you so much.
I wanted to thank you, man. The Kickstarter campaign that funded on your show. Thank you, thank you, Dave.
Excellent.
Let's go.
That was
huge.
That was Felipe, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much, man. Excellent. Fantastic. Love to see it. All right. And good luck, man. Keep grinding. Keep getting more backers.
You too, my brother. You too.
Keep sharing. So, all right. Let's ask Jens, by the way. Jens, what did you think of today's show?
Well, Dave, you do know this is supposed to be your show, but your guest just stole it from you. Good work.
Okay. Thanks, Jens. Thanks for the feedback. Guys, chat, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching from the replay, thank you also, because without you, there's no point. If you like this conversation, give it a like. If you didn't like the conversation, give it a dislike, and I'm very sorry. The show won't be next Sunday because I can't, but I'll try to squeeze in a extra show on a weekday. I'm not sure when. Could be Tuesday, could be Friday. I'm not sure when, but I'll let you know. All right. Thanks, everyone, for showing up. Thanks again, John, and see you next time. Bye, guys.
Thanks, Dave.